All right, let's get a little audio going here. So on 3, 2, 1, yo, yo, yo to the yo, yo, yo. Let's go, go, go. Hi, everybody. This is Beauty Bubble on the mic today for off and on, actually. Welcome to Bitcoin Moving 19,000, edition 19,000. Wanted to make sure that we followed through with the markings that we had done on the chart yesterday. Seems like just 20 minutes ago, but I'm going to talk about the W marking and the right shoulder pullback. And we had one of the participants in the chat last night that was asking about, should I enter here, or I'd have to go back in the chat history to get the exact question. And of course, we don't push out advice. We don't yell out advice here on my channel. Lots of other places on the internet that you can get that kind of thing. And in fact, I actually have some trader rules around the whole kind of track and trade and the dangers that are involved in doing track and trade, especially for a free, or you think that you're getting like a freemium deal. And of course, as we all know, nothing is free. So when we're here, mostly what you're going to get are chart dynamics and setups and patterns and channels and things that you can then adopt to your own chart if you would like to, because one of my mottos is that always have a good chart. It doesn't have to be my chart or anyone else's. You can learn to put together a pretty decent chart on your own and then use it as a guide or to formulate a thesis as to what your next moves are going to be. Are you going to buy, sell, hold, be neutral, which is that you're just on the sidelines waiting for a setup or inertia or a step up in volume or additional interest, all of those things in which take you to a place of profitability. So, hi, DJ Calv. And thank you for being in the chat today. So we're going to talk about the W pattern that we drew last night. And for the most part, when you look at my charts, be taking off any of the drawings, unless it just becomes, like frivolous. It's really not, we did it for just the moment and then, so Beauty will take it off. But there's certainly enough record from last night of when we drew the W pattern and then, of course, the move over the late morning. Hold on just a moment. I have to toss out some ideas here. Hold on just a second. I need to put you guys on mute for just a moment, okay? Okie dokes. So let's go back in time a little bit and talk about that. And then let me turn down the volume here of another channel I'm monitoring. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and get rid of the disclaimer. But before that, maybe what I'll do is I'll go ahead and read the disclaimer. That might be really smart to do. As I had said earlier, hi and welcome. The stream is to serve as an archive of price action during volatile moves for the most part. I'll get on every once in a while, and it says it in some of my descriptions that, if I've got a crypto rant or I want to talk about the cookbook, lifestyle, life, general things that might be interesting for me to archive for. Really, it's basically for my family. That maybe in the future there's a moment in time when they wouldn't mind listening to what I had to say. and what my thoughts were about things, or my approach, my life approach to things. So the disclaimer reads as such. Guys, ready? I'm going to see if I can read it really fast. I should put a timer on this. Please be advised that all content in the chart shown is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. Trading the stock, bond, currency, cryptocurrency, commodity, and futures markets can be rewarding, but is also risky. Be aware that you can lose money and in some ways lose more than you have. It can also be profitable, but not without significant risks. You are responsible for your own independent investment transactions. The charts shown are not to serve as an investment advisory service. I highly encourage you to seek professional advice in regard to your own financial decisions. Information you may get from any chart shown and its further discussion in chat rooms or forums may not reflect my opinions. The charts shown and their content is not a solicitation nor an offer for professional investment advice, nor is it an offer to buy or sell stocks, bonds, currencies, cryptocurrencies, commodities, and or futures. And thank you very much for listening. So I'll go ahead and we'll flip that off to the side. And let's talk about, wow, what in the world, Beauty? What in the world? Well, last night, it was actually this arm, this left. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here so we can get a better. I'll move price action over to the right if you guys don't mind. Move price action over to the right so we can see. There we go. So we got a nice trajectory to the upside, and then it stalled out and started to move down. And that's when the left shoulder was able to be placed. We put the right shoulder in as price was about right here, and then I put the right shoulder in, but we put the right shoulder in to take a look at where it might go. And of course, if deep shoulder, I think I drew the deep shoulder, maybe probably inside of Ruby down in here. But the idea is that, and then of course, as price, let me see if I can figure this out with you guys, how to explain this to you. What happens is that as the apex is challenged, which it was here, there's enough strength from the right shoulder down here, and that's why you want it to be really deep, to carry the price forward, provided that it covers that line right here, apex. And then you look at the trajectory above the apex. You can see once apex was met, you had two good candles of movement to the north, and then of course you had the sell-off, which is traditional to see that. So what a lot of traders will do is that they'll do it in the follow-through candle. They'll wait for the apex to follow through. They won't do it at the first one. They'll do it at the second one, such as this here. I hope you guys can see that. Now, some traders, they'll get in and they'll just walk, and of course if it fails, they'll know. For example, we knew that we had a free market equilibrium at 8149. That's a line in the sand. We want price to survive above that, or we want price to resist it for long enough to then take us back into other areas of bounce, interest, etc. So, of course, what would happen is that the FME line was survived at apex, just above apex actually, and then the price takes its trajectory move. But that's a classic W apex blow, let's say. I don't know what they call it. It's just a move above apex. So let's make sure that what I'll do is I'll put a marker in the chat that we kind of talked about that. And can actually pull a little bit out of maybe pips too, so that you guys can have like the page number and everything. But what this is called, it's just a W pattern. And there's all sorts of really smart people that cover W patterns and N patterns. And because if you were to actually take this to a wider time frame, it would actually look like an N pattern. But you know, you're able to kind of catch these things and look at these things. And as a matter of fact, we might even have another W up on the right hand side of the chart there. And but you know, last night we did isolate this particular one, and that's what I mean. It's not voodoo or anything. It's just a matter of experience of selecting the ones that have the same formation potential, and of course that right shoulder, we did not know last night where that right shoulder might take us. And then of course once it started to move, I put the final right shoulder in last night. Okay. And we can find some links, whether it's over at, well, I'll get some links that I'll put into the box, into the live chat. Okay, so of course we have price. I'd said that I would come in on mic at 18,945, 944, and it looks like somebody has decided to wake up just a little bit here at $18,945, 18,945, and so of course we know that the XBT1, which I should probably look up to see what that value is, because it might be a good idea to put the start continuing on the markings there. The futures XBT1 is trading at $18,090, and that particular page, 18,006, day low 16,070. Let me grab these numbers: 18,006, 16,070. And then where does that relate to our chart? Because the big one is the low, the 16,760. 16,760. I have to figure out my tabs here so that I get both. 16,760. 16,6. Yeah, so we're $90 off of the high. So this high still holds. And then the low, which is way back, I'll have to open up the chart a little bit. So I think I screwed up the, I didn't screw up the pricing label. I screwed up where it was located on the chart. Because I have it, the way that I drew that marking, I made the price line in a black. And so I couldn't see it when I grabbed it and moved it. Okay, I'm going to enjoy my coffee, if you don't mind. And if I need to get off the mic, yes, I will. And then the link that we're using to get the XBT1 number, and there's a few places now that are kind of cool places to share the links, would be okay. So we want to go to, it's going to be under case, by the way. And there we go. Oops. Oops. I'm going to do this one-handed. That doesn't work very well. But there's the CNBC, and then there's a couple of other links I can share too. Oh. Okay, so let me grab this other link too and see if I can find it. And And then I think maybe we should take great big gulps. Let's talk about the candle that took this down here. We did discuss long-legged wicks, and I put a pretty interesting article in that describes, and this is an isolated wick, so this could have been a cell, or it could have been where someone was stop hunting. A lot of different things that can happen in a wick like this, but clearly a wick has really kind of held court for the move up, quite a bit of it anyway. So must have been scary, and but we are going to get these kinds of things up here where there's activity, but there's not enough of the activity. But the problem is that it can really destroy a price pattern, because you have to include it going forward. You can't deny. If you deny this wick, then you have to deny all other wicks, unless they are extraordinary, like extraordinary anomalies in the chart. So that's kind of a shame that people couldn't have kept their heads about them with that. Okay, let me take myself off of the camera for just a moment, where I can sort out some tabs and then get my two chat windows archive. Get those over in last night's videos. Okay, I'll be on mute for just a moment, guys. Okie dokie. I'm pretty sure I'll probably have to do that a couple more times. I apologize for that. Okay. Sent to everyone, and there's the chart. I think also the way that I'm trying to manage these tabs might not be the best. What I'm trying to do is get the price action, and I think I need 2 tabs on the show window, so that as you're seeing the show screen, I should have a couple of tabs up here that show the price. The thing with the XBT is that when I put that second tab up there, I don't think I get to see the entire price. I think I just see the the XBT, the tab itself. Yes, DJ, and for the replay viewers, DJ is asking in the chat, or making the comment, that like some huge cap stocks, BTC seems to pick and choose when to follow support and resistance, and when to react to Wick's upward momentum was really strong. Yeah, in fact, speaking of other market cap, let's go ahead and we'll go to the NASDAQ and do a comparison. And we are now, this is how it runs out: Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Bitcoin, Intel, Cisco, etc. So that's where we sit right now, at $317 billion, $213. But that's on the cap compare. I think that when the NASDAQ closes out, his numbers might get skewed a little bit. So let's go over to CoinMarketCap. Go ahead and put the market cap right somewhere in here. Yeah, so we're at half a day. $565 billion. So we are above the half a trillion number. That seems to be holding up pretty well. I don't know what the rest of the market is looking like today, so I guess we'll take a look-see. But you're right. There we go. So it might be, as the market becomes to expand and mature, which it does have to, you can go to the legacy market to learn. This is why I'm always saying that, when you're doing your journaling or you're getting involved in chart work, go to the legacy market and do your paper trading there with your chart and see how your thesis is playing out in the legacy market. In the old days, the argument was that Bitcoin is not the legacy market. But as we integrate into the era of that collision, and we have to understand, it's just like studying history, is that you have to look at the components of the rest of the market now. We really do, including watching the U.S. dollar, any of the currency pairs that are associated with Bitcoin, which would be the Audi and the CNY and the US dollar. And so you have to now go into the Forex market just so that you kind of understand what the exchange rates are and where the dollar is going, because it's not just a narrative about the dollar losing its value and that Bitcoin will replace the dollar, or that we're going to be in an era of Bitcoin replacing the dollar as the dollar goes down in value. There are some great charts out there where we did see a decoupling. I drew one myself where we saw a decoupling. And these are useful to us as a narrative. But someone like myself who's in the market every day, you have to remind yourself of where the currency trade is, all the commodities, generally the top market cap companies. And then you're always looking at the lower ones, the ones that are coming up into themselves, the new IPOs. So, of course, we have the ICO here, but so your interest in the market immediately has to expand itself. And that's what makes the market so fascinating of a vocation. So, but yeah, I can make another comment about how Bitcoin likes to break. It likes to break the patterns. It doesn't always want to conform. And so you have to be extremely nimble and kind of have you have to have a lot of tools in your experience to know when something is nonsense. Now it's for you. I mean, I'm not saying that a tool that you're using would be nonsense, but for you, that it's just not delivering actionable results. And so that's what you want to try and do is isolate either a pattern or a Fibonacci tool or a Bollinger or support and resistance or volume profile. You want to isolate as quickly as you can, at least within the first couple of years. We're going to get some price activity here, at least within the first couple of years, so that you can become really good at that, and then you move on to the next tool. And then over time, you'll find that like you can actually start looking at a chart and just kind of know where certain things reacted. And then, of course, the drawing becomes, unless you're talking with others like I'm doing with you guys. Okay, so now we're getting another some activity at 18,994.42, up 7.08%. And let me move the little details rail so that we can keep an eye on it for the archive and make sure that we have our timeline. These are some rules here, is that when you're looking at anything on your computer, you want to make sure that everything is working and reacting and responding, and that the exchange has not failed you, especially when you're doing kind of graphic work. And so everything seems to be working fine. We're about to go into another 5-minute bar in just a minute here, and trading at 18,994.97. You can see that flickering going on over at TradingView. I can imagine that their load over there is really quite something. 997 with $3, $2.05, 50 cents, pardon me. So let's see if we can bring in 19,000. We're looking for 18,999. Let me put myself on mute for just a minute so I can yell out. Hold on. Hands on deck for me. All right, $18,999, bringing it up. Do we have $19,000? So let's see who wants to put the paddle up for $19,000. After all, that's why I came here today. That is why I came here today, was to bring you, me on the mic, Bitcoin moving to $19,000. So what do you guys think about that? We have 2 people watching. I have, let me see, who are my participants in the chat? Okay, it's me and the Nightbot. That's fine. That's okay, because this will go down in history if we do go to $19,000 per Bitcoin. $19,000 per Bitcoin. You do not want to miss it. You certainly don't want to miss getting it on camera. So we'll just go ahead and keep up. DJ, thanks. Good, good, good. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you need to do. If that's your style, a lot of people, it ends up being Yes, we're going for 19. What do you think I got on the mic, silly? What do you think I'd power up if I didn't? I even did my voodoo on it. Look at that. We've been on for 59 minutes. An hour ago, I called it to an hour ago. I'm just being silly with you. But yeah, I mean, that's what you have to do if you enjoy it. I mean, there's lots of different ways of, anybody can get into the market. You can get into the market any way that you want to based on, and it doesn't matter really. The biggest thing is knowing how to get out of the market. That's the biggest thing. So it's not about getting in. But it's such an enjoyable conversation too, when you have other people that are, interested. And that's why years ago, the Bitcoin forums all gathered around Chart Chat Connect, which of course is now some of the larger rooms that you'll maybe have heard about, that they lifted off from spending time with me to creating their own environments with affiliate links and guest interviews and all of that sort of thing. But yeah, it's such a wonderful way of communicating with one another too. It really opens up a lot of conversation about a lot of different things. And of course, you have to know about the fundamentals and the people and the team and all the other elements. 18,999, 97, 98. We are so very close. We've seen this before though with Bitcoin. This taunting that goes on over a penny. We saw it at $12.50. We're going to see it at $19,000. It's just the nature of we've seen this before, and and then in history it'll say we missed it by a penny. So we have the XBT at 18,090. And it still is, according to the CNBC, we're still down. Not so crazy about how we came out of the price, though. So notice that 2 cents. And of course, I'm watching the YouTube channel. There we go. We hit 19,000. Let's get a copy. There we are. There we go. 19,090, 92. There we go. There we go. 19,100. So the 19,000 is a great number to bring us the 25. A great, great number. 18,000 would have given us the 25 healthy enough, but overnight it was looking kind of funny. 19,100, up 7.68% right now. So let me go ahead. Let me see. I've got a couple of channels that I'm monitoring here, so they're kind of, they're doing that men's screaming thing. The men's screaming thing. All right, so let's bring the chart out just a little bit at $19,105. $19,105. The chart's going to look really wonky, but just live with me for a moment. We're looking for 19,162. 19,162 is indeed the highest print that I have. 19,162, we're $12 off from that print. You'll see it on my chart. Don't worry about the wicks right now or the candles at all. We're just interested in the Fibonacci swing upward advancement. There we go, 19,165. We have pressed up against that number. We can go back further if this is the day for it to happen. We would go to 19,000, which is the all-time high for the CBOE, 19,697. We're at $19,177. Please don't worry about how messy the chart looks. We're interested in this move off of the Fibonacci swing, which is my highest print, versus the free market equilibrium line, which is at 19,697, which is the next target. We will see some sort of, some sort of a rest here. But I mean, look at the time of day. We have plenty of hours in the day for this to just do what it does, which is price. Bitcoin loves to move price. It loves to do that, especially over the last year. Just absolutely enjoys going ahead and taking. It's like the Secretariat, right? Someone was relating it to a horse race. I mean, that's what it kind of can feel like. It just busts out of the gate, doesn't look back, plods around the track, and crosses the finish line, and it takes its rose wreath. $19,190 right now. Be nice if we could get this. The Fibonacci is at 19,162, and so we want to make sure that we really hold on to maybe 19,115 really firmly. We're now at 19,190. Okay, so let's make sure that we go back over here. All right, let's see. Yes. Yeah, right, that's how it can feel. Yes. So DJ Calv is saying, run. He's also, this is DJ Calv over in my chat. He's a participant in my chat. And also the great chat over at the Coin Scoop. You guys have got to check them out. They're a late night program called the Coin Scoop. And that's where we met each other, was over there. So he is saying he's going to go ahead and he's going to bet on 21. He wants 21, which would be, talk about it, probably pretty serious number in Bitcoin, would be 21,000. It's his rough opinion. And then DJ goes on to say it loves putting boundaries, yes, and then going right back through it. Then like it sets like goals for itself. Yeah, it really does. It'll do something called jump the broom a lot. Like you can just draw a channel and you're like, listen, that channel is just going to stay true, and it will. And then when you're so right, and then it will decide, I've had enough of this. I don't like being held down. Stop treating me this way. I'm going to bust out. And it's like a what is it like when the cows get out of their pen, right? Or horses get out of their pen, and it's that kind of wild rush. And there's a lot of heartbreak that can happen when we have these kinds of reactions, because, as I said last night, people actually get scared at these numbers. And, you're taking a look at your account and you're going, maybe it's time, maybe, I don't know, what should we do? And then, of course, you have the other side where people are just saying to themselves, I've been on the sidelines for too long. I need to get in. I'm going to get in. And the easiest thing to do, of course, is to get in. 19,176.41 is our trade right now. And I really shouldn't be looking at the, I should be looking at the chart itself and not the YouTube chat. I want to look at the YouTube chat, but I'm looking at the window, the broadcasting window, which that price can be a little bit different than the price that I'm calling out here. Okay, so we did it. We did it. We are now at $19,146. So congratulations to us. We've been streaming for an hour. And I'll tell you what, I am going to run over and give you a number that I'm very, very proud of, because we've all worked together for good on this number. January, let me give you some ideas. January 27th of 2018, coming up here shortly, will have been my 8th year on YouTube. And YouTube has gone through a lot of changes. And I often laugh about that. I would have been a contender in my genre and for my age and etc. That I thought that I really had a chance on YouTube. Well, I mean, it takes a lot to come onto YouTube. You have to have a lot of um, uh, you have to have a lot of people that want you to be on YouTube, and then you have to have people that this whole care enough about you to come back and watch you on YouTube. And if you can believe it, over the years, YouTube eventually made it so that I could monetize my videos. If I uploaded, I would get 2 cents, and I was over the moon about that, only because it allowed for, now I was part of the system, and not understanding that other people that were part of the system were actually destroying the system through their antics and their um, genres and etc. And so, of course, the advertisers started to walk away, and we're in the middle of this apocalypse, and people are running, you know, elsewhere. $19,180 is the trade right now, with XBT trading at $18,090, and it looks like it's even on the day. It's still down $15, but the XBT1 futures CBOE product is at $18,090 right now. So I come into my YouTube channel one day, and sure enough, my globes, which had been green, went to yellow. And of course, that's the warning that your content, and I now know this, it wasn't like they were picking out my content, but it was going through everyone's content and demonetizing the content through the, your content may not be, right? And then, of course, it went to the gray globe. And I got a little message, $19,199 is our trade right now. $19,199. And just so you know, I'm not a very good storyteller, terrible at it. So they sent me a little memo along with everyone else that said, you know, your channel doesn't, basically your channel, we don't even, you don't matter. Yeah, no matter how often you upload, no matter what you share, no matter what you know, no matter hashtag make money with beauty, no matter, doesn't matter. We're not going to recognize unless you have 10,000 lifetime views. So I've been on this challenge now that I was hell-bent to get the 10,000 views, and we are at 9,970 views. And I'm very proud of really all of us to help the channel get out of that particular traction, you know, that rope that YouTube has around a lot of people that can't get the, you know, because they just don't have whatever it takes, you know, you just don't have it. And, you know, there's a lot of people that aren't Marilyn Monroe. And it goes all down. It goes from, you know, being an actress to being an author to, you know, some people just don't, they just don't have it no matter what. They're good at other things. And, but I love, you know, like I love YouTube just like a lot of people do. Everyone that's really in it, that wants to be part of the meaningfulness and the purposefulness of YouTube. I mean, they love it. And so for 8 years coming in January, I have had a love affair with YouTube. And now, of course, there are people that are leaving and going to other areas of the marketplace that offer, you know, uploads and live, and I know we're so close. Oh, I love that emoji. Because that's not the scream emoji. That's too cute. Where'd you find that? I need to put that maybe in the Nightbot. That's really cute. I like that one better than the other scream one. So, and I'm documenting the story only because I know that so many other YouTubers have experienced something similar, and then they go ahead and they just leave. because here you are, you put any amount of effort to bring what you're interested in, right? What you're interested in to the rest of the world, and YouTube, in its wisdom, decides that it is going to, you know, not honor you with 2 cents. And that is really an affront. And especially for someone that has been in Bitcoin, that is just, it's heartbreaking. And I can't really explain exactly why the 2 cents, matters, but it does. And I heard a story about someone that if there was a penny on the road, that he wouldn't expend the energy to drop down and get it. And I had a nice little rant about that. It's like, how ridiculous is that? You know, YouTube, in its wisdom, pays you 2 cents. So they'd like to have 50%, and I would like to have 50%. So the fact that people would walk over a penny or any amount of currency, U.S. currency, because it wasn't worth their while, worth their energy expense to drop down and pick up the penny, is got another thing coming. Why do you think that they have the Roundup jars, at the convenience stores? Why do you think there's, the bucket at Christmas? Any amount, all amounts, they all matter. It all matters. That penny that he walked across matters to somebody. But to say that he wouldn't expend the energy, that's, I don't know. And someone that's in Bitcoin that's thinking that way, I don't know. So maybe he's on the board of Google that made the decision to demonetize everybody. But, yeah, I mean, when are you going to decide what's important to you? So, I mean, there's great stories about, I was telling someone that there used to be where you could buy ramen and they were 10 cents. I don't know if anyone here in the chat or in the replay remembers, but the ramen used to be 10 cents. So, that ramen in some cases can feed a couple of people that maybe don't have any food, and he's willing to walk across 10% of that. And that's wrong. I mean, not in the religious sense is it wrong. It's not a sin. It's a sin against the truth, because that's the truth. So I thought that was really putting down the US dollar, as if that it's not worth their while to pick down, lean down and pick up a dirty penny. I thought was really an interesting tell. $18,090 on the XBT1, $19,149.99. So we're headed for $19,150. We do have to hold that 19,162. I'll give it until 3 o'clock. And we really should hold on to 19,162. According to the structure of the chart right now, we're at 19,155. And I do need to zoom the chart in a little bit. So I think everybody gets it, right? You have a chart in front of you anyway. And let me go ahead and get into the 1 hour. So we can kind of see where it is. So we got that fractal pull. So you can see it better when you're looking at the bigger time frames. So we might be able to do a Fibonacci in here, maybe. We'll go into the 30-minute. Maybe there's something better there. Yeah, we might be able to do a very tiny Fibonacci here so we can get some projections for the higher prints to 19,697. So we'll give that a try. Go into the 15-minute bar. And there's our W pattern. Now, of course, it's expanded and it's looking less like an N. But there it is right there. And here we are here. And I think maybe the 5-minute. And the 5-minute, I don't know. If I was to draw a fib, that's really not a lot of activity, and then that wick down here, maybe. I'll do a quick one on the 15, and let's see if we can get anything. 19,155. We'll take it from this area here, okay? I'm not gonna deal with that crazy wick down there. And we'll go to what's called the fib retracement tool. And because the trade is in a bull market right now, we go from top to bottom, and then I wing it out. We won't protect it. Okay, and there we are. We have a 3618. That means that this advancement is leveled out 3 different times within the Fibonacci. And I will be doing the baby pips Fibonacci. We might be able to get that out maybe tomorrow. If I'm inspired, maybe I'll do it today. But 19,721 on Fibonacci from this swing. It's high to low on a bull market. That's where that takes us here. So we can keep that on if you guys want to see that happen. Next target would be 19,173 holding strong. And it's a little bit higher than the 19,162, which we had here, so that helps. Next target, 19,447, and so forth and so on. Go into the 5-minute, and we'll zoom out and up, and then if I made any errors, and then we'll go into the price points themselves just to make sure. The high was 19,000 even. 19,000 even, going to the coordinates, 19,000, we'll change the coordinates. That's our high, 19,000, so we get a pinprick there, so that's perfect. And then the low was 18,721, we're $1 off there, or 18,719.98, 18,719. So grab that, grab our tool and our coordinates. And once again, I'm sorry, I should put this over here. I always have to double check here. 18,719, 719. Let me just take that's the one I'm going to take, right? Brought it down just a little bit. Okay. So let's see if that helps everybody. I'm going to go ahead and take off the details rail. And we'll go into the 3-minute. Really zoom to the. Now we're getting the support line too. We are above, just a little bit above the futures contract high. The futures contract high is below our last Fibonacci swing. And we're doing a little bit of a flag out here, you'll notice. And some chartists would actually take that and they would do another Fibonacci. It's sort of kind of like an interior fib on fib. Okay, let me kind of really open up the chart here. See the XBT1 down there? And then we go on the 3-minute so we can get a better idea of structure. Back over to the Hangout, make sure that everybody gets it. We'll keep it on the 3-minute. And I'll also put my disclaimer up again, because now I'm getting afraid that we get closer to, I don't know what the schedule is for most people today. DJ coming in, and when we were talking about the penny, says some people just don't get it. Also follows up, will CME contracts be similar to what they have now? Okay, so you know that we're looking at, when we're talking about the CBOE, right? So the contracts between CBOE and CME and how their components are. The CBOE, if I'm not mistaken, should be using the same index. The problem that we're having right now is that we do not know. We know generally who the parties are that will comprise the index. So it won't be, I don't think it's going to be that dissimilar. Now, going forward, it may very well be, but I can't really answer that entirely. But I'm not too sure that the CBOE was as proactive as the CME was in describing the component parties. So I know that between, in the next few hours, there's going to be more, confirmed. The example would be that Coinbase, the settlement price was based on a sweep of the Coinbase price, or GDAX. And then, of course, GDAX can't handle the load of the CBOE, if you remember. So my thought was that they're going to come back in and they're going to say, unless you correct these things, we cannot make you part of that would have been the cry would have been that we can't make you part of the index because your product keeps going down, and therefore we can't produce a delayed real-time price to our traders, or even a delayed price to those on the outside, because you have an unstable, engine. And then I guess you heard that the CBOE is offering its product to TD Ameritrade. Did you see that yesterday? So, and I don't know, I'm thinking that I don't know if it's going to be that quickly that ticker is going to be available over at TD Ameritrade. We'll probably get more information about that too. But as far as just the headlines, because I've really just been spending more time inside of the chart getting ready for the CME than reading the details of the editorialization of some of this. Because both the CBOE and the CME have their own websites, but they don't work on, CoinDesk's time frame. Yeah, because they can. I mean, they could suspend if they felt that they needed to as well. They do not have to make that ticker live, like over at IB. If they decide that that isn't what they want to have happen, they just won't put the ticker up, and that'll be it. Or the ticker will be there, but it will be a non-tradable instrument. So there have been discussions about that all of this was to, do a feeler, you know, let's feel out the crowd. Let's see what they're willing to do. Because in my opinion, I think that we really need to have price at about 25,000 to 32,000. And we do, instead of saying per coin, we really need to say per contract now. um, that that's the base that we needed. We really needed to have the 15,000 base for the CBOE. And I thought that we did a real valiant move to make sure that that happened. I may have even done the 12 to 15. And I'm saying that with the CME, we really need to have 25 to 30, 32,000. So, and here we go, another push up. Maybe they're listening to me. They're getting my memo now, DJ Calv. And okay, let me see about what's going out over on Twitter. I think the feed is holding up pretty well today. Everybody's got to be fairly busy, I would think. Let's go on over to Twitter and see what's going on. And I've got a couple of Okay, just get my messages here. Okay, I have one notification. Okay, let's see here. So we have, oh, that's funny. That is very, very funny. Okay. I think it's really funny. So, all right, who wants a rant? I need I, I need cooperation from the live chat. Who wants me to go off on a rant right now as we trade at where are we? Where is my chart? There we go. We're at $19,247. I better put that in here before I really go off. 19,048. I can't type fast enough. There we go. Anyway, yeah. Who wants a rant? I'm taking votes from the chat right now. I know DJ. Okay, so all of us run across some really cool things, right? All of us do. Music, books, gallery openings, cool stuff, right? Well, I'm not outside of that realm of life. I run across some really cool stuff too. I run across some cool stuff enough that cool stuff is brought to me before it even launches to take a look at. And I feel very privileged that I know a few people that trust my judgment, my eye, um, my discipline in looking at things, and then having no qualms in giving both the compliments and areas in which perhaps it could be corrected, but it doesn't keep them away from launching the product. These are just things that can be dealt with at another time and not so critical. And then the third part is that I do locate things that are critical. They are, that they just need, everybody needs to stop and get it done right. So I'm just one of those, like, I like to look at all parts of it, and then I have absolutely no problems. So it's not like a negative Nancy or anything like that at all. And so the builder of this product came to me and said, before I launch, I wanted you to take a look at it and let me know what you think. And I was like, oh my God, please, the moment that you launch, let me know when I can start telling people about it, because I was just like, so how cool is this? And so right after it launched, I took it over to Twitter and whatever, and then I shared it with a big stick. And I said, hey, this is like, this is such a cool build. I think you're really going to like it. The word back was, what is so cool about it? To me, air quote, what is so cool about it? So my rant is that you're kidding me, right? Like, that's your comeback? What is so cool about it? Then 3 days later, another bigger stick decides that he'll push it out on Twitter, like a big stick, big stick. Here we go. We're running to 19,297. So we'll keep an eye on our Fibonacci's, but we sort of kind of know where things are going. We did flag out. We can do some lessons on that flag out. And some progressive Fibonacci guys might even go in there and draw another fib so that they can carry their trade. further up and protect the trade as it goes up. So this guy pushes it out, and the guy that asked me what was so cool about it, he decides that he'll upvote, retweet, all those kinds of things for the big stick. So the question to me is that why is it so special? And then the compliment actually goes to the big stick who's just discovered it today. So my rant is like, I mean, at what point, do you just like stop? I don't know. Maybe it is about like stop. If I want to share something, I'm going to do it on my own real estate. If you want to find out about what I'm thinking about, I am not bringing it to you. You need to come to me. The whole, you got to come to the Buddha and, trade like the Buddha, come to the Buddha, and then that's it. And I don't go into forums and places where you reside. 19,345. 19,345. And, I don't, like I've said before to everybody, I'm not on the internet for friendship, and the internet isn't my baby daddy. And I really don't. And my soul now, and in 2018, I think a lot of this is going to change for me. I don't need to come to you to tell you how cool life is. I just don't. Like DJ had said earlier before, it's a wonderful thing. 19,365. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank you for the replay viewers. This is Beauty Bubble on Bitcoin Moving. That's this whole thing that I've been doing now for a little while. To $19,000, I'll probably have to change that up though, because we've been on for, how long have we been on for now? 2 hours. And all we've done is hashtag make money with beauty. All you had to do was open up my window and we talk about the charts, we chat about the charts, and we connect over price action. Okay. But yeah, I'm just not interested in it anymore. I don't need the pushback. There's so much pushback in everything I do. And I'm done. I'm really done. I just I can't even look at it anymore. I really can't. I know what I know. And I'm not on the internet for friendship, and the internet is not as I say, the internet ain't my baby daddy. So there's going to be a lot less of that going forward. Find this stuff on your own. I know where it is. I'm going to share it at my house. I'm just not putting up the Christmas lights kind of thing. I don't need to bring I don't need to bring attention to myself by coming to you. You're either part of opening up your mind and being curious, and yes, 19,399. You're absolutely right. Yep. 19,466. DJ is saying is the next big wall. Let's keep an eye on it. It's just right there, DJ. Of course, calling those walls is pretty tough because they can be flirting and taunting too. So yeah, I mean, I really, and I've tried for most of the last 7-8 months, I have taken myself off of these forums. I'm not in the forums, and I don't want to be your moderator. I love finding really cool people, and I've even put it out there. I really just want to be around cool people. I don't want to be living being questioned about every single thing. It's just, or like what's so cool about that? I'm just not into it anymore. I'm really just not into it. The people that bring me their cool stuff, they know what's up, and I don't have to bring it. I don't have to bring it to you in your forum. I can just go ahead and talk about it here on my channel, on my channels, and then that's it. Asynchronous. and stop all this, hey, did you hear about this? And can you take a look about that? Because usually what it is they'll say something very negative, and then within 3 days they're doing the same thing, so, or they're trying to push it out without giving me any kind of a compliment, or even the builder. They don't know who the builder is. They're not giving him any like, I don't know who that is. Oh, well then, then why? I'm just not going to do it anymore. 19,399.99, up 9.37% on the day, with the XBT trading at 18,090. Still down on the day a little bit, but flat on the session. Let me make sure about that. 18,090. And remember, of course, this number, not only is the data delayed, but the way that it works is that the market won't reopen until 5 o'clock. So just putting it out there so that we know exactly where it is. And I'm sorry, not flat, 0.0829% down, 18,090. And we have surpassed it from the opening high, certainly. So the spot price is now well above by $400, thereabouts $390, thereabouts above the futures price close of Friday. Kind of rhetoric we're going to have to become very, we're going to go through like a little bit of a learning curve to try and call out price as it relates to the futures, especially with there being more futures products that will come online and having to relate spot, and then of course all the other something like someone was telling me that the count now, we have a Google Doc that keeps all of everything down, but cryptocurrencies, there's 1,360 different cryptocurrencies and 7,525 markets. Our market cap today, right now, is $568 billion, $883 million, et cetera, over $500 billion. The BTC dominance is 56.8%. That's a little rate that he has going on there. So the Bitcoin products, the Bitcoin dominance is indeed over half of the entire market cap. So that is unbelievable, really. The coins rank as such: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, Litecoin, Cardano coming into 6th place, with IOTA following it. These are all, especially the IOTA. Cardano is Charles Hoskinson's build, Dash, Neem, Monero. Those are our top 10, with Bitcoin Gold, EOS, Stellar, Ethereum Classic, Neo, BitConnect, Quantum, Tron, Populous, and OMGo following the rest of the leaderboard. On the lower end of the leaderboard for change, we have Dent, PayPal, Verge, Cardano, I'm sorry, those are percentage gains. Dent, PayPal, Verge, Cardano, Byteball Bytes, Tron, Status, Dogecoin. Okay, let's go into, on the downside, the underperformers: Rayblox, Electroneum, IOTA. I don't know why the change on the day for IOTA. Oh, okay, they still rank 7 on market cap. Rchange, Decentraland, MadeSafe, Litecoin, Request Network, Einsteinium on the lower side. On volume, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Ripple. We'll just read the top 4 on volume. The bottom volume are Minex Coin, Bitcoin Dark, CryptoNext, BlockNet, Rchain, etc. I think it might be a good idea for me to read those out. I don't know. Is that too fast of a read? DJ, what do you think? Too, like, nobody needs to hear that, or you want to have the visual of that maybe? All right, so here we are. We'll squeeze the chart a little bit. So of course we busted through the 19,173.05 Fibonacci, and we're now stretching to 19,000 4:53, so that's our next target. So just manage yourself very well here. And I think I'll put myself on mute for just a moment so that I can, if you guys don't mind, get rid of a couple tabs. Don't blow up the computer. And we know where the XBT is, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that tab. Keep our chat open. And let's see what I'm going to do. Go to the Hangout, and I'll be on mute for just a couple moments. Okay, everybody. So as you know that we're trying to do this live, but no audio, but I'll be off and on mic. I was on mic a little bit earlier, but hi, Wes. Hi, DJ. Let me see who else is in the live chat. Who is in the live chat? We have Wes. Okay, excellent. So I wanted to say hello, and I hope that you're good enough. Good enough. And yeah, I think that, you know, there's some other things that we have to do. We have to get some products on. That's why I'm working really hard on you know, exclusive products and getting other people that are interested in getting exclusive products offered and sold for Bitcoin. And it's very early. I know that you may know about the website that Mubs is building. And, you know, so it's like super early and we don't know, but I do think in 2018 that we are going to be seeing some people really take a valiant effort at selling, you know, digital products, at least. And anyway, so I'm going to be working a little bit on that today. I'll go through my disclaimer, being that we've been on for 3 hours, so that everybody gets it and maybe gets me. And you'll notice that the Nightbot is working, moving and going and blowing. And we'll go ahead and let you know that this is Beauty Bubble for Bitcoin price moving, and we did take the price to 19,000, hashtag make money with beauty. Please be advised that all content in the charts shown is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. Trading the stock, bond, currency, cryptocurrency, commodity, and futures markets can be rewarding, but is also risky. Be aware that you can lose money and in some ways lose more than you have. It can also be profitable, but not without significant risks. You are responsible for your own independent investment transactions. The charts shown are not to serve as an investment advisory service. I highly encourage you to seek professional advice in regard to your own financial decisions. Information you may get from any chart shown and its further discussion in chat rooms or forums may not reflect my opinions at the time. The charts shown and their content is not a solicitation nor an offer for professional investment advice, nor is it an offer to buy or sell stocks, bonds, currency, cryptocurrencies, commodities, and or futures. So there we go. We'll go ahead and take that off the screen because I think I need to do a live no audio kind of thing, probably. All right, we'll move back over to the window that holds the awesome. DJ, you're back. Or maybe you were still here. So I need to get the website, Mub's website, that is going to be offering items for Bitcoin. Most of the things are from the bigger sellers, and then there's this argument, well, that's not really Bitcoin. It's something else. But I think we all kind of understand. You're trembling. Oh, wow. Well, I told you, hashtag make money with beauty. You just hang around here long enough. So clearly, anyway, I've got to check my Discord. When I was in the email looking for the PDF, I had a lot of little dusty messages from my Discord. And yes, we do have a Discord. Chart Chat Connect has a Discord. I know a lot of people are over at the Discord, and if you want, I can give you, and this is another thing, I can invite people. Okay, this is what I'll do. I'm going to invite you guys because I know just a lot of people go over to the Discord. And over there, this is just a simple lobby, are my charts. So you, with the drawings and more notations maybe would be maybe the reason that you would go over there to my, yes. Hold on just a moment. Okay, here's the Discord. This is the Chart Chat Connect Discord. Oh, good, good, good. Okay, well, that's the Discord, and that's the invite. Let me clear my throat for just a moment, guys. Okay, and I won't be on mic for long because we've got some things to do here in the house, but I will be watching the chart and then, of course, watching the chat too. But it will just be, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking that because we went to 19,000 and I'm not too sure that we're going to be taking another push. So what we might do is kind of put things in archive and then power back up later. But over at the Discord, yeah, about the charts. It just allows for me to have kind of a good little library. We don't do kind of chit-chatty kind of stuff because you can do that all in private message. But it is set up so that you can kind of get a little view of some of the things that I'm looking at and how I'm drawing them out. And if I have a deep comment, I'll put the comment in there. But it's kind of like a sister view, but it has all the charts in a JPEG way. So I think you guys might enjoy that. That's my Discord. You wanted to head over there. Thank you for the thumbs up too, guys. I really appreciate it. And let's see what we should do. Because I just know that there's going to be a lot of noise happening in about 5 minutes. In fact, let me ask for 5 minutes, and then at 4 o'clock, we'll go ahead and close down the stream, and then we'll power it back up again. Okay? Okie dokes, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So at the top of the hour, we'll go ahead and close the stream down because we've been on for 3 hours. I think that's the right thing to do. Okay, so you have my Discord, and you've got the minestrone soup. This is from the Quiet Chef, the husband's cookbook. And we did take it over to Steam, and then we ran into a little snafu over there. But if you go over there, we have the minestrone, and we have the butternut squash, which it would be great if I could go back in there and make it nice. But there's a few other recipes that are actually out in the wild, and that we're very happy to share. But we're kind of holding it aside so that we can go into this kind of exclusive catalog of products that are what we hope, and I don't know when, but I do think in 2018 that there will be a catalog of sorts where you can, transact in a number of currencies for, at least on my part, on digital downloads. So that's what I'm really hoping that will happen in 2018 so that we can start doing good and sharing some of the things that we've all been working on, whether it's a cookbook or a product of some kind, any manner of things. Now, Craigslist has a Bitcoin. So I had put exclusive or exceptional products, or whatever I called it, over on Twitter. Someone had a boat. Someone had a condominium. And then someone was offering, it was the boat, a condominium, and I chose a third product. So I did my own kind of curation over what would be considered, like a luxury item, but not like an island somewhere in the South Pacific. Just, things that, people use and would like, and to learn so that we can learn how to transact with Bitcoin. And so I really think that this is what's going to happen in 2018. And I'll give you the site. If you just give me just a moment, I'll run over to. For whatever reason, I think it's because okay, so my favorite builder of all things, I have two, he and his partner Seth. These guys are very smart. They are Product Hunt Makers of the Year, and his name is Mubs. I don't try and call him anything other than Mubs. He was introduced to me as Mubs, and he's Mubs. So he created Cap Compare, and I will give you that site, Cap Compare, and there's a new tab on there called Unicorns. So we'll have to check that out. But he wrote me just a few minutes ago to let me know that he did add a new tab. So we're supposed to take a look at that, which we will do. And okay, thank you very much. Dustin is over at the Discord. That's fun. Pardon me. All right, so the link, this is the most recent build that he did, called Cap Compare. And then the other very, very cool site is called Botlist Co. He and his partner built this site, Seth. I think I should know about this because it's very, very cool. And there we go. Then here's the link for the botlist.co. Super, super cool. That's how actually, through Botlist Co, that's how I found the Zap coin, which I love. And let's see if he's going to get back with me on this. And then let's take a look at this unicorns thing that he has going on. It's pretty funny. And then it's called Acquirery or Offery. Where is it? Where is it? Also, how much is a Bitcoin worth? That's another side of his. It's really fun. Yeah. Hold on just a moment. We have a lot of different things. And okay. Yes, how much is a Bitcoin worth? That's what it's called. I'll put that site up in just a moment. Still looking at them. This is a really cool site. And another kind of fun resource if you're sharing with friends and you're trying to find other cool things, you know, that are out there. That is how much is a Bitcoin worth. All right, so let's take another look at price, and then I'll fiddle around with this other website that we've got. Accepting, right? Accepting. Love, love, love. And this is where I hope to bring some lifestyle products that are offered, by other other people, not just the big box companies, but it's called accepting.io. All the places you can pay with Bitcoin. So Watsy and Gift and Expedia. And then he has these collections, if you'll notice, in entertainment and food and gaming in general, nonprofit, sports, technology, and travel. So, this is just very early on. Accepting.io, the build was, just in maybe the last 6 months or even before that. And here's the About page, and there is Mubs as the curator. So just incredible guy. And as I said, he was the Product Hunt Maker of the Year. He's just super, super. Anybody that's talking to me about, that they know how to build websites and all this sort of stuff, those are the kinds of people that I hang with. Okay, so that's accepting.io. And that's sort of kind of where we want to take the cookbook. But let's get back to price. Thank you, thank you. That's really cool. We were expecting you. That is so interesting. What cool is that? Welcome. All right, let's do a quick picture of the Bitcoin as it is right now. And so that you can see it kind of live, these sort of things that I post over there. Because the feel is a little bit different, when you're in the Discord, I think. There's a different, the experience is a little bit different. And there we go. So you can see the W pattern that I do from last night if you're over at the Discord, and how I discussed its formation on the YouTube event. And I'll be building some patterns in just a little bit. Okay, that is the chart as it stands. And then kind of another cool thing. What happened there? Oof, what happened? Let's see. What did I do? Hold up. Just hold on just a moment. Let's see what happened here. 3 hours and YouTube's already wonking out, huh? Okay, we'll keep it up. We'll keep it on the voice bubble for just a moment. And let me see if I can actually change this part. Just give me a moment. This has happened a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure what it is that I am opening a tab, and then I'm going into the show full history and go down to trading view if we can, and let's see what we get. That's silly, because that can't possibly be. Let me get this set up. 19,335 right now, so we have come off of our top print of 19,479. We took a nice little sell-off, buy back in. People like those prices, and now it looks like we're settling out. We could very well, if we wanted to do, put another Fibonacci in there so that we can get an idea of what the potential is. Of course, the 8 is always a threat. The 19,000, which is when we came online. The 8 right now, which is $19,010. That's kind of a threat to these upper prints up here. You definitely want to try and protect yourself at the 8, which is at 19,081. Going to the left part of the chart, I would say the 19,173, which is that lower print right here. You really kind of want to protect. You want to protect things at $19,169. We're now at $19,339. So you want to definitely make sure that we kind of protect that line. I'll put an arrow there because that just makes a little sense to me. Let's put a little kind of little line right there just to remind us that we sort of kind of really don't want to sort of kind of breach that for sure. First level breach. And then the other one, of course, is that even though we're still Ruby long, okay, but we are Ruby hella long. And so anyone that does not know how to manage this trade up, you know, be on high alert that we don't want to give away anything that we have worked so hard at. And then let me go to the YouTube. So that's the YouTube feed. Okay, so we're ready to showcase the chart. I think so. Here's the Hangout. I'm going to take that off. And I'll take the, let me check out my Discord. And then here, and get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to Discord anymore. And then we have accepting.io. Totally get that. And wow. So guess what? Jimmy has a video now out about his new book. Now, I've never shown a YouTube video on the channel. I don't know if I should try and do that, but that is really cool. A minute ago, he put his YouTube video out. So in the day, we used to be able to share each other's YouTube videos. I don't know if we can actually do that anymore. I'm not too sure. It used to be that we had a plugin for sharing YouTube. I'm not even going to try it because I'm probably overstayed. So the last minute kind of check up here on price. And here we are. So we came down to retest the 618. And that's why I'm saying to retest, to actually kind of completely take out all of this. This is why this needs to flag out, get exhausted, and begin its next move to the upside. With the likelihood, of course, for it to retest the 19,173 or the low, which is 19167. Always go into the candle, okay? Don't ever rely on the drawing tools unless you know or you've built the tool yourself to know that the high and the low, especially the Fibonacci's, that they're drawn with perfection. That means that you have to go in there and actually you have to put in the have to put the numbers in yourself. I'll forget what the name of it's called. But we really just don't want to have price go down there and not be supported at all. So you could, if you wanted to, put that marking on your chart as well. And I'll keep it on here for a little while and might put it over on Discord so everyone can kind of see the logic. And then we'll go ahead and go into the 15-minute bar so that we can see down below. Of course, there's our W pattern that we managed last night. The trade threaded the FME until it had enough energy and, of course, accepted the apex, and then the move started. We had a little bit of a sell-off, and then we surpassed the XBT1 high. That's the CBOE's opening high, which is 18,690. We surpassed the futures contract, the high of the futures contract. We came down to almost violate it at 18,719. Just missed it by $19. Is that right? 18,690. We missed it. We did not breach the XBT1 high. That's really cool. We drew a Fibonacci swing so that we could get the higher prints to see what in the world was happening. And now we put that little marker here on the trade so we can keep our eye out on if a full reversal is in play. We don't know yet. On the 15-minute, we just started the 15-minute bar. And if I go into, I think I'll go, let me just very quickly go into the 4-hour. 4-hour bar, we have 2 hours, 43 minutes left. The 2-hour bar, we have 43 minutes left in the 2-hour bar. The 1-hour bar, we have 43 minutes left. The 15-minute bar, we have 13 minutes 38 left in the bar. Okay, we'll go to the 3-minute and then I'll put myself on mute. Let's make sure that everybody is cool. And, oh, you know what I was going to do? I think that now's the right time to close down there. That's what I'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll close down the event, I think. All right, everybody. Thank you very, very much. And especially for the live viewers, you just make things really interesting and very active for me. I appreciate it. To the replay viewers, the entire chat, the chat in its entirety, as best I can. I pop it out, I make a copy and paste, and we make it part of the comment section down below. We do have a Discord, and of course, if there's any question that you have, hit me up over on my Twitter. My DMs are open, and definitely hit the subscribe button if that's your thing, and the notifier, and hashtag Make Money with Beauty. This has been Bitcoin moving to $19,000 per Bitcoin. Congratulations, you've been looking at the BTC USD Coinbase pair, but if you have a pair that you'd like for me to look at, simply reach out. Bye-bye now.